welcome to our fourth podcast episode.
Yep, fourth
Um,
episode.
I'm one of your
Uh,
hosts, Max.
I'm another one of your hosts, Addy.
And I am your number three host, Veronica.
So we actually skipped a week. So we actually didn't have an episode last week. And the reason being was we were very busy with midterms and stuff because it was like midterm season, and everyone's kind of, to say the least, dying.
Yeah.
um, and so actually, that's kind of what we want to talk about on today's episode, just like time management and just like balancing so many classes at the same time, and also just balancing your extracurriculars and things like that. Um, so we're kind of gonna like go through like our time management techniques and kind of like where we um, fell short in terms of time management, and yeah. So just to begin, I guess I'll start off with Veronica. Like, what do you use to like help manage your time?
Okay, well, something I do have to, disclaimer. I didn't have any midterms, so I didn't have the same pressure as everyone else. However, I do a good job of time management because I bought this gigantic 26-inch by 35-inch calendar on Amazon, and it came with four markers. And it just so happens that these four markers are different colors, and each color corresponds to a course. And so, in the beginning of every single month, I like to put down like all of the due dates, all of my assignments, everything, and then throughout the week, I say, okay, I need to finish. Oh, sorry, I need to finish this on this day, and then it's like a sorry, my voice cracked, but yeah. So I plan out every single day, and something that I love to do that helps me keep going with time management is every single time I finish something, I draw a big fat X next to it, and then at the bottom there's like a little part that you can do whatever you want. And I like to make little progress bars of every single assignment, a quiz, or something, anything that you want. But I like it like that because it's like, all right, task this, almost done, 50%, 75, let's go, we're at 100. So that's what I do for time management, basically. What about you, Max?
I would say that something that I've made use of recently is uh, checklists. Like,
Oh yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah.
yeah, listing all the tasks that you have to do, and then when you complete them, check them off. Um, there's like kind of an extra level of like reward that comes with it. It's very satisfying. Uh, it's also just like you can feel very overwhelmed if you have a lot of work to do, and there's kind of an aspect of like not really being able to picture everything that you have to do in your head. But when you have it down on a checklist, you can just like see the things that you have to do, right? And then it becomes more realistic or like more less stressful.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's actually kind of like I think there's been studies on this too that like when you write something down, you're more likely to do it, and you're more like, I guess, motivated to do it because it's like you have it written down somewhere, so you have that commitment. Whereas if you just have it in your head, it's kind of a, I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, I'll do it eventually.
yeah.
Um,
It like decreases procrastination for me at
e-
least. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Something that I uh, have been using a lot is like calendars. So like I like to literally like put everything on a calendar. I mean, like if like my whole schedule, I have it mapped on my calendar, and like my calendar is like everywhere, like on all of my devices and stuff. So like if anytime I want to look, like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And I'd like look at my calendar, like, oh, okay, this is like the class that I'm supposed to be having in like 5 minutes, or this is like an assignment that's due like on this day. And so like that's like worked out well for me. And like another strategy that I'll be honest, I'm kind of guilty of not always using, but like another strategy that I know that works well is like kind of strictly planning your time as to like how much time you're going to spend on a specific task. So let's say like on Monday, I'm going to spend 2 hours working on this specific assignment, and you have like three things to get done for the assignment. But like if on Monday you work for 2 hours and you don't actually get the assignment done, you still have to follow your schedule in the sense that after those 2 hours, you should move on to your next task, just so it prevents you from just like lingering on the other task and kind of just like going with this one like, oh, I have to finish, and it has worked for me in the past, but like I kind of stopped using it. But I think that's also a really good way to manage your time, just kind of strictly following the schedule that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
That's so interesting because in my game design, okay. So for I know what you said is like great, right? And it's like knowing how like if you set 2 hours, but I feel like something that's really important to add to that is like knowing how long it takes you to get in the zone and how long it takes you to stay and then when you're coming out because I recently found out which is really weird my in the zone moments for like any task like assignment watching lectures or anything it's 3 hours. Usually it's not supposed to be that long, but for me, if I'm in the zone and I'm working efficiently, it takes. I schedule my tasks per day like for 3 hour intervals and of course I might have maybe like a snack break in between but I have to give myself 3 hours so if you know how long it takes you to like get into the zone stay in the zone and then slowly come out that's when you will be most efficient and time management easy breezy beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I feel
Um,
like uh it's very important to like recognize like getting into the flow of work, like Veronica was saying, like noticing when you get into the zone.
yeah.
Something that I definitely use uh, has been forcing myself to work until I kind of get into that mental of like I need to finish this, I need to do this, and where I'm not like extremely opposed to working and I'm enjoying it. Um, because I found if I don't force myself to work, I'll usually just work for like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and then stop, and 5 minutes, 15 minutes, stop. And not to say that it's not important to give yourself breaks, but you really have to work until you get to the point where you can get something done.
That's a good point too. But the only like so that's the thing with this like method that I was talking about. It's very trial and error kind of thing. So like you have to try and just like gauge yourself as to like, oh, I work best when I'm working 2 hours on this specific, I don't know, class or something. But if you're like if you don't know how many hours that you're good to work on something, it can be hard to set a specific time. But at the same time, if you just kind of like go for your like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work until I get something done, sometimes that like really drags the other task like further, and like that actually kind of extends the amount of time that you're spending on a specific task or like on other tasks and stuff, and like everything else kind of gets delayed and stuff, and so like your schedule kind of gets messed up.
Mm,
So that's the
Yeah,
one thing that's that like important with time management and stuff.
yep.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think like another really important aspect that I found was super effective, like the other week, right? We had like this 1805 assignment, and it's usually pretty difficult and whatnot, right? But then Evan was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna try to get all my work done, so I have like the weekend off, so we can play Minecraft together." And I usually don't play Minecraft because I don't really like Minecraft, but
Hot
I
take.
really
Hot
wanted,
take.
yeah, okay, get out of here. I really wanted to make this house. And we were making like a house from Spirit Away, but that's not the point. But so we wanted to play Minecraft together, and then because I knew how much, or because I knew I wanted to play that day, I had to crunch time crazy within like the next 3 days, and I actually got it all finished. It was crazy. I didn't think that I was gonna do it, but I did it. And this week, what we're doing, what me and my other friend Jess are doing, so that we both get our stuff done, is like on Monday we're gonna get Harvey's Nuggets. They're new,
Nice.
and that's just. But we can only do that if we finish everything, right? Because I'm not gonna go if I don't finish. So that's like one thing for me. If I just set a few things near the end of the week before all the due dates, right, and then I can really set myself up for success, baby, early on too.
Yeah, exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
it's also very like a rewarding feeling when you're done your work early and it's like, oh, you can just move on to other stuff like without worrying. But I'm very I'm someone that's very guilty of procrastinating, so that's not something that like I feel often because I'm always like kind of at the last minute. Um but yeah, so I guess yeah, just time management is something that's very important when it comes to like being students and even like in your future life and stuff. Um but like it's it can be hard. Like just to say, yeah, because like also like it's not something that you're taught in school, right? So it's not something that like you just know that it's not something that you just kind of inherently know. It's something that you have to like learn. Like I was saying earlier, like it's trial and error kind of thing.
Yeah. So now that we've talked about our strategies, let's talk about the epic time management fails.
Yeah, time management failed. Yeah. So a very good example of this was literally last week when like we didn't plan the time for shooting our next episode, and so we had to skip the week. Like that was kind of a consequence of it, right? If we had managed our time better, then we would have had like a time planned out, and we could have released an episode. Meanwhile, also keeping up with our midterms, but we didn't. So that's a very good example of actually some time management fails. I feel like we should have some type of like sound effect of going fail as we're
Yeah.
talking. But yeah, anything that comes up to your like that comes to mind for you guys for epic time management fails?
Yeah. I think like most of the time when I do bad on an assignment or I fail a test, it's as like a consequence of poor time management skills. Um, I'm kind of a person that leaves everything to last minute. Um, and usually I'll expect that I'll be able to finish it all last minute, right? So this is why I started using checklists, because when you can lay out everything that you have to do, you have a better idea of how long it's going to take. But before I did that, I would constantly be up all night working on an assignment the day before the due date. Uh, I still do this now, but I feel like I have a better idea of how long it's going to take
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But a few weeks ago, especially like about a month ago when I was coming out of a surgery, I had poorly managed literally everything after that point. Which I mean,
Which is understandable, to be honest.
it's understandable, but it was still like my fault. Like I could have done better. But I just kind of ignored all my work, and then I had so much to do. And then I just the one thing that I feel like everyone has to do is there's always an aspect of like an assignment or like a piece of work that you have to do, especially when you have a lot of work to do. There's always a thing that you don't want to do, so you pick and choose what you're going to work on. I think a really important thing is to just no matter what you're doing, like as long as it's progressive, like it's fine. You don't have to like think about it, you know. Even if you should be working on something else in that moment, as long as you're doing something, then you're making progress and you shouldn't be stressing. So I feel like a lot of the
Yeah.
time I might be doing an assignment that's due in like 2 weeks when I have one that's due in like a week, and then I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm still making progress, so I shouldn't be stressing too much about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And if anything stressed, like if you're stressing about it, that's gonna like roll down to like you're not gonna do a better job. It's gonna be a vicious circle, right? Because you're gonna stress, so you're not gonna like you're gonna panic and not do as good of a job as you would have if you were kind of relaxed. And also that'll like kind of delay and the amount of time that it takes to finish an assignment. And so like it's kind of like a vicious circle that keeps going and going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do you guys ever like you're like on the toilet and you don't have a new show, so then you go to like Hannah's Top 10 or whatever, right? And then you start watching it, and then you come out of the bathroom, and then you just keep watching it, and then everything that you planned for that day, you just keep watching it, cause that definitely happened to me. What with Superstore, it's like so good, but has 5 seasons, and each and every single episode is 20 minutes long. So it's like, it's okay if I just watch the next one, right? So in that whole entire week, this was the first time I had to beg a professor to give me more time. And the worst part is that he's the nicest guy ever. So he was like, no worries, there's no punishment. I'm like, no, you have to give me a punishment so I can keep, like working hard at it, right? So I basically handed that in like 2 days ago. It was like 50 million weeks overdue, but he's a nice dude.
Wait, so
Okay,
you
okay. I have so many questions.
I have a
with
lot
your
of
answer.
questions too.
Well, first of all, why was the toilet important? Like, what?
Oh, because I don't just start watching shows out of nowhere. If I'm working, I'm not gonna pull up my Netflix and like open it. The only times I do pull out my phone
Wait,
and
let me
actually
stop
open
you
up
right there.
Netflix
Hold up.
is.
So you're saying the condition for you watching a new show is being on the toilet?
Of course. Is it not for you guys? It's the only prime time that I actually start a new like show or movie on the toilet.
Okay,
Like
fair
the other day,
enough.
I was watching Marvel.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll take that then. Uh, um, yeah. Okay, that kind of like very much just made me lose my train of thought. Um, yeah. So I guess yeah. So like the next thing to bring up with that would be like kind of how like you manage your free time with regards to your assignment time, right? Because like you're literally just like spending so like when you're juggling so many classes at the same time, you barely get the time to have like to do like fun stuff. But it's important because without that fun stuff, you start going crazy if you're just doing schoolwork 24/7, right? So like how do you manage to kind of I guess stay sane with regards to like managing your time with assignments and leisure?
I would say that this is my superpower, actually. Although it didn't sound like it after me exposing my toilet stuff. But, I have this one class called Hunger Games, and the professor said, guys, you have to set a goal for yourself, right? And I did interest buffet. So I have like a huge line of like things that I can do throughout the week, and I change every little thing. So, for example, one thing is spend 30 minutes doing a character design, and I have a box and I wrote little things like you can only use like red and blue, right? So I make sure that every single day, because I'm working every single day, that I at least have one of my interests 30 minutes and something that limits or makes it hard so my creative juices are flowing. Okay, so basically that is my superpower. There you go. Your turn.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I just go insane. Honestly, I'll play Minecraft for like 10 hours and then I'll be like, "Wait a minute, the entire day is gone." And then the next day I'll work for like
So what?
6 hours and I'll play Minecraft for like or I'll play League for like 12 hours. Right? And then at some point I'll realize that like I have more work to do, so like the
And you anticipated? Oh my god, yeah.
the alternating schedule like starts crumbling. I'm like I won't have enough time to do this alternating schedule anymore. So then I'll spend like 3 or 4 days in a row just like 6 to 12 hours a day just doing work.
I mean, yeah, like I feel that too. Like be the worst thing that happens sometimes is like I plan out like my day, like oh, I'm gonna work on this, or like I have a little bit of free time, so I'm just gonna like start playing Minecraft, and then like I start playing Minecraft instead of playing for 1 hour, I play for 5 hours, and then it's like okay, whatever, I can still like catch up with my work, and then I'm like, wait, I didn't even consider this. I forgot that we have to do this as well, and like I
Yeah.
forgot to put it down on my list, and it's like oh crap, like I actually have way more than I anticipated, and then it just yep, yep, it just
I feel like
that's when you start panicking and you start this
at
and I guess that
least
goes back to the initial point of the panic circle.
yeah, I'd say like at least like 4 or 5 times over the course of the year, I've like lie down in bed, like ready to have a peaceful sleep, like closing my eyes, and then I'll lie there for like 15 minutes. I'll be like, wait a second. I'll open my phone and like see that I have like a test that I haven't studied for the next day, or like an assignment due in like 3 hours, and I'll just like get up
Oh my
and
god.
just grind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those 2 weeks are so scary when you're just like, oh wait, I forgot I had to do this, and then
yeah.
you're like, well, I have like this much time to grind now. Uh, but yeah, so uh, just I guess kind of keeping with the leisure theme. Um, so is there anything else that you guys want to bring up with regards to time management?
Is there
Before we
any
move on,
what?
like, was there anything that you guys wanted to bring up with regards to like time management before we
Oh,
kind of move on to our next point?
um,
Um.
maybe I'll think of
Oh
something
wait.
later. Oh, Veronica.
Okay.
Hold on. So me and Addie and some other people in the audience were running for like these positions in our computer science society club, and
Oh
I
yeah,
was
we were mentioning
wondering.
CCSS when we were talking
Uh,
with Sarah
Sarah.
actually. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm just wondering, how are you guys gonna keep like that part of time management? Because I told one of my friends, like, yeah, I'm gonna be big time runner for this or whatever, right? And hopefully I get it. And they're like, Veronica, you have so much on your plate already. How are you gonna add all this stuff to your, regime?
That's a good point. Yeah. And like, I guess it really depends from person to person. Like, some people kind of just want to like focus solely on their studies and then have enough time for leisure. And then some people, it's like, they want to kind of like get involved with the school and maybe like focus a little bit lower on like I guess school and leisure and stuff. Um, but for me personally, I think like how I'm gonna kind of manage my time if I do get elected, which yeah, hopefully I do.
Mhm.
um, but like I would I would kind of like like I was saying earlier that I'm guilty of not following that setting the schedule type of uh uh like calendar thing. I think I'm gonna start like kind of following that if I do get elected, just so like I can actually manage everything that's on my plate and still have time to like stay sane, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
Like kind of
yeah.
take
I
care of
think
myself
like
and stuff.
planning ahead, that's like something crazy to really add.
Exactly, yeah. Like planning ahead is like something that's very like I guess like not the importance is not understood right at the beginning.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other
Um,
than that, that's it for time management, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
I
not
guess.
running for a role in the CCSS, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna need to do anything extra, I guess.
I guess this is sort of on topic of time management in a sense, but like last episode we were talking about how we're gonna start like a new segment with regards to like learning a new language or technology throughout the month and talking about our updates on that. And like this month we were gonna well Max was gonna learn HTML and stuff. And so I kind of want to ask you like how's that going?
So I haven't done that much because of midterms last week.
Mhm.
And last time we brought this up was like the study week before midterms. Um, I have talked to one of our seniors, Forrest, and he was teaching me about uh, different error codes. So like the really common one, error
For
404,
HTTP.
yeah, for
Hmm.
HTTP. Um, he was also teaching me about how HTTPS websites are secure and you can put your passwords into them and usernames, and the owner of the website can't take that information. But on other types of websites, it's not secure, which I thought was
Hmm.
really interesting. It's just stuff that I'd never heard about web development and websites that uh, I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, like HTTP is like a pretty interesting uh, like a pretty interesting topic with regard to web development because like it's like that's kind of how like the web pages get sent right on over the network and stuff. And so it's pretty cool that you learned that. Like that was like for me that was actually something that I learned quite later on um like in my study with like web development. Like I kind of perfected HTML, well not perfected. I kind of learned more about HTML before learning about HTTP and stuff. But but yeah, like it's pretty cool that you're learning at the same time as learning HTML. Like that's a pretty interesting way to look at it because you kind of understand like what's kind of happening in the background, right?
A little bit. I mean, I
Yeah.
think I've always known a little bit about it just from my background on the internet.
Hmm.
Um, Nothing that I've been taught so far has been like completely shocking. But I mean, it's just kind of solidified the things that I guess I already knew, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, cool. That's a cool update. And so yeah, and like we'll like we said last week, we'll continue to kind of like talk about uh updates with regards to um like what we're learning during the month. So for example, for me, like since I kind of already know HTML, it wouldn't be more like I'm learning HTML, but it's more like right now I'm taking a class where uh we're kind of learning quote unquote HTML and JavaScript and stuff. And so I was working on the project for that. So that was something that I worked on with regards to HTML and stuff uh, for like this month's technology or language. What about you, Veronica?
you already know I don't like HTML.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I can't say I have any updates on that one. However, I do have a cool update on my program ideas because I actually applied to switch programs. What?
Ooh,
Wow.
Crazy.
which one are you thinking of
But
switching to?
so basically throughout like the first semester of or no, the first and second semester of computer science, I'm like, you know what, I could be a mediocre, programmer. I could become, someone who just tolerates it and, does tickets every single day. But like that is not what I truly enjoy, and it's not what I'm super duper, like I don't feel too confident in it, right? However, I was actually looking into this program called interactive multimedia design, and it basically encompasses like UI/UX designs, like Figma and all that stuff. There's product management, there's game design, there's animation, and then there's web development. So it's basically still in like the tech part ish, right? But it also has like the things that I mainly am super duper excited for, game design, because I took one game design class this semester, and it is like my favorite class. Like I just love narrative
Oh,
design. That's what I want to do. Yeah. And another thing is that I really am. Oh, so something that I had to do for one of my game design classes, or game design class, was we had to make a game, and I made a fish game, right? And I'm just telling you right now, the mechanics sucked so bad, right? But I made the whole entire game look beautiful as ever. They're like graphics, simply put, beautiful. But your mechanics are a little simple. So now I'm like, okay, I'm definitely more of like the graphic designer, more so than the programmer, and also like the narrative and whatnot, right? So I just feel like this was the exact right time. Everything has led me up to this. I have like a blog for game design, like, or yeah, and like I first came into computer science wanting to be a product manager, and I'm like, there's no other like programs that encompass this. Here we go. Look at this IMD. And then so I'm super interested in that, and I actually was one day late. So on March 1st, this is when I realized I'm switching. I need a switch, and they're like, sorry, but today was already like the last deadline day, or
oh
was
no.
it? Yeah. However, I actually contacted a friend named Forrest, and he told me that he had a connection to somebody in IMD, and so they gave me a really crazy email to some person who does like the reviews for portfolios, and basically I got to say, hey, like, do you think there's any chance I could just submit it tomorrow? And then they're like, give me like a timeline, and I'm like, sir, I can finish it tomorrow by noon. And he's like, all right, I won't look at any of them until tomorrow at noon. So I
Oh wow.
rushed the whole entire day to get like scraps and pieces of art that I've done throughout like every like single 4 years in every single art class. Good thing I went to those because it really helped me for this day. And it's not just about art and art pieces, like like actual like coloring, or like with paint or whatnot, but you're allowed to submit games. So the thing is, I did participate in like a game jam, so I submitted that, and also like the game we made, Addy Battle House.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like
Nice.
a little video. Yeah, it was like text-based adventure game or whatever. And then I think that's really good because they're really looking for creativity over like, oh, how well did you draw it, or like your technical skills. Because I did a whole page about turtles. It was called Turtle Mania.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just like I did like a whole entire thing about turtles. So
That
yeah.
sounds like you. That sounds like something you would do.
Thank you.
That literally represents you.
I'm
That's pretty
surprised.
cool though.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that the deadline is so early for the transfer or the program switch, because I'm actually going through the process of transferring programs as well, and my deadline's like June 1st.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
it differs from program to program. The thing with like portfolio programs is that like so basically programs that require a portfolio to review, their deadline are much earlier than the ones for the other ones, like
Probably a
the ones
longer
that don't require.
process, right? It's kind of like
Exactly, yeah. So
what's it called? Uh, not dev degree. Is it dev degree? The Carlton thing.
Dev degree,
Uh,
yes, yeah. Yeah, like like you mean like for
the
like the
Carlton,
with
the
the one
Carlton
Shopify?
Shopify.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
dev degree.
dev
Yeah.
degree. Yeah, you have to apply in like December. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Yeah, the deadline is usually by like February, but yeah, like it's pretty early compared to everything else.
Yeah. What's like
And
the grade cutoff, like the high school grade cutoff for that program that you applied to?
um, I don't think there's like much of a grade cutoff because it really depends on you getting accepted into the honors program at Carleton. So there isn't like exactly a grade cutoff per se. Because they're looking more at like the way you answered the questions, but also like uh how you got kind of accepted into the honors program in CS.
Oh, so is it specifically a transfer? It's not like a you can't apply to the program directly from high
So it's
school?
not a transfer, more so it's like so you know how like there's different streams in like the CS honors. So like there's the game dev stream, there's the algorithm stream, thing like that.
Yeah.
Dev degree is considered another stream. It's like industrial applications or something like that. But
Okay, yeah.
it's considered like another stream, uh, where like they don't have like any electives, I think, or like very less electives. I'm not sure, but basically like yeah. So they kind of just have that stream where like a lot of their course credits come from working at Shopify.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, I guess kind of just kind of moving on from the CS talk. So we are kind of figuring things out with the podcast, like our slogan says, and so I do want to kind of incorporate a little bit of like um, outside of CS topics, like just kind of everyday talks or like talks that we'd have like between us as friends like outside of the podcast and stuff, and like I think that'd be really cool to integrate it within the podcast just so we kind of like diversify like what we talk about and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like I think like today like something that was really interesting I heard on this other podcast. It was like this interesting debate that the hosts were having. They're like, which one is the more salad? Is it like macaroni salad or fruit salad? So like that was kind of interesting, and I kind of wanted to talk about that too. So like, which one do you guys think is the more salad between macaroni salad and fruit salad?
Um, yeah, macaroni salad is in like coleslaw, right?
Uh, well, macaroni salad, as in like the
Yeah,
macaroni
yeah,
salad
yeah.
is
I, I,
yeah, yeah,
I I
like
know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what constitutes a salad, right?
That's the thing, right? You have to. That's what we want to kind of like. I want to hear like your perspective on what constitutes a salad for you.
The thing is, right, if I make craft dinner, like if I
Mm-hmm.
make some like mac and cheese and I
Mm-hmm.
put like some pomegranate in it and like some ketchup or like some whatever, right? If I put like a vegetable in it, is that then a salad? Does that just become a salad? I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I also think a fruit salad is more of a salad than a macaroni salad.
Oh,
I always found the
no,
concept of
no, no.
what do you what?
That is ridiculous. Okay, a salad, okay, is something where you mush things together, right? Whereas fruit, it's like everything is like just separated and stuff, right? But with like macaroni, like cheese, right? Like dressing, right? It's like you're pouring it on top. It's like layers, Fruit is like separated pieces, all right? But if I have like a nice little macaroni salad, you get your whole grain KD, layer on top of some nice cheese, may have some sriracha, and throw in a few croutons here and there. That is more of a salad than fruit will ever be.
I don't think I
Okay,
would
okay, look,
describe salad as like mushed together, you know? Because like
yeah, no,
most
I wouldn't
salads are,
describe that either.
yeah,
Like if you have a salad like with lettuce and I don't know kale and like tomatoes and stuff, that's like all separated vegetables, right? And also someone brought up a good point in the live chat. They're saying like fruit is a whole food and macaroni is a derivative of wheat. So like if if like a salad like lettuce, tomatoes, and whatever is considered a salad, those are all whole foods. Then why is it that like a macaroni is considered to be a part of like to be a salad? You know what I mean?
yeah, macaroni's. What?
Like I don't think like
Yeah.
macaroni should be considered like a salad ingredient.
I mean, but then
Personally,
again, there's like croutons in salad, right? And that's not a whole food.
that's true, but the thing is that croutons is not the main ingredient in the salad, right?
It is still the main ingredient in
Crouton
salad.
is not what's
If
making
you've
it a salad.
no. If you've ever eaten a salad, you know.
You only eat
If
the
you don't have
croutons. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with
No,
Veronica.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is it the croutons that's making it a salad? Just answer me
Of course,
that.
what other food do you eat with crouton?
Mm,
So you're saying the croutons is what's making it a salad? Without the croutons, it's not a salad? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
What?
Okay.
Exactly.
I think that the macaroni salad is not actually a salad because, or it's like less of a salad because, okay, so when you think of a fruit salad, there's only one name for that, right? Fruit salad. But
Mhm.
macaroni salad is such a non-salad that there's literally different names for it, like coleslaw, and like, you know, people don't associate it with salad all the time.
That's a good point as well. Yeah. That
That depends on where you grew up, right?
I guess.
Alright.
I grew up at KFC, so.
you grew up at KFC, so you don't know the salad.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I guess what like from what I hear from Veronica's argument with this is that she's kind of arguing which one she likes better than over which one she thinks is more of a salad because like the
Yeah.
way she was describing the macaroni is like, oh yeah, you put some sriracha. Like, do you put sriracha on your lettuce? First of all,
It's called kimchi, baby.
that's not
Ooh.
sriracha though.
That
Oh
is
my God.
basically spicy lettuce, alright?
Yeah, she's not wrong.
Okay, but are you putting sriracha sauce on top of your salad if you're eating kimchi? Is that what that is?
Addie, you need to go to H. I'll take you to H, and we will have a proper meal with kimchi on the side.
I have had kimchi is the best. I've had kimchi in the past. I
Hot
love
take,
kimchi.
kimchi is bad. I don't really like kimchi.
What?
But... Oh.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know. Maybe I've only had bad kimchi, but I just don't really like it.
Okay, I can understand that. I can see it. I can see it.
cannot understand that. Do you at least eat it with like the Korean sticky rice? Because
Yeah.
that stuff is good. And the purple rice too. That is like complete my whole meal.
I don't know. I just don't really like the flavor. And like the texture.
I guess it is something that you pretty much like just you like it or you don't kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Or like or you slowly slowly starts to grow on you. Like I remember like they used to like I used to go to this like Korean restaurant that gave like this like tea with it, and I really didn't like it at first. I was like, what is this? Like this doesn't taste good. But then like after a while, I got so used to it, and I'm like, okay, this is like one of my favorite like teas. You know
Oh,
what I
you
mean?
think it's like an acquired taste?
Yeah, so I think like kimchi is like kind of that too, like kind of an acquired taste. As you eat it more, you kind of start to like it. For some people, for other people, it's like you first try, you love it, which was kind of the case for me.
I mean, I feel like it's a little different, like kimchi versus something like stinky tofu and like durian, right? Like that is different. Come on. Like, you know, I've had people had to walk out of a restaurant because somebody ordered a durian smoothie. You know what I mean? And that is so not kimchi. So not kimchi.
Do you like durian?
I do like durian.
You like the smell of durian?
And there's nothing wrong with the smell of durian.
I don't think I've ever had durian. When I think about it.
Isn't durian like the smelly fruit?
I mean, you could. If like, have you ever smelt it? Like, have you been to like a night market?
I've never had durian. Actually, I think I know the smell of it though.
Yeah, I think I've smelled it before, but I've never actually had it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have you guys ever been to like night markets? Like I know like in Markham there's one called like Night It Up.
Yeah. I've definitely been to like fruit markets and like smelt like the weird smell and then yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have been to a night market, but I don't think I like could identify which one was the durian out of them, right? So,
What?
I mean, like I said, I've never actually like held a durian or like ate it, so I wouldn't know which one. Like, I'm smelling so many different smells. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that one's a durian. I'd be like, oh yeah, this smell, that smell, that smell.
What does durian taste like, Veronica?
It tastes like fruit butter.
Fruit butter? Huh?
It's
How
like
does that
fruit
work?
butter. And it's
How
just
does,
like
huh?
smooth on the outside, mushy inside, and it's like fruit butter. It's like a mix of banana, avocado, and like a tad bit of, like zest.
So it's
That is
like
a
banana
very
with like
interesting.
avocado texture.
It's like all of it. You just mushy, but it's like a little bit more plasma. Like have you guys ever held? Like I know you guys aren't girls, but like girls have
Very
like
interesting
those.
observation.
Girls have those like those like stick-on bras that are that are like chicken breasts. Yes, it's like that texture on the outside ish, but it's like more mushy, and then inside is like fully mush. It's like mush.
I literally have no clue what you're talking about,
Me
but
neither.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
It seems like people in
Alright.
our live chat also don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
I swear. I swear. Everyone knows what this is. They're like chicken breast on your breast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You oh,
Okay. That was a very interesting. That took a very interesting turn.
Yeah, did we even come to a conclusion about the salads?
Yeah, we didn't. But I don't think we're gonna come to a conclusion by the way that like our opinions differ on this. Because I still think that fruit salad is more of a salad than a macaroni salad, and I think Max was kind of agreeing, right?
Yeah, no, fruit salad for sure.
Yeah.
whack.
And most of our live listeners are also agreeing that fruit salad is more of a salad. So
Yeah. It's
yeah,
not
I don't
which
know
one
what
you
you're
like
talking
more,
about,
it's which one's
Veronica.
more of a salad. I don't
Exactly.
associate positivity with salad either, so.
Yeah, like I'm not the biggest fan of salad, but like yeah, fruit salad is more of a salad than because okay, some salads even have fruits in them. Like that's a very like I guess far-fetched argument, but some salads literally have fruits in them. So
Wait. Oh, I thought you said some salads have salads in them, and I was very confused.
you're like, hold on a second, what is
I,
this recursion?
You know what? You know what?
Recursive salad.
I have reached a conclusion, Addie. Or wait, I'm gonna say this once and only once. If you throw croutons into a bowl with other stuff, that's a salad. Boom. Your fruit
Oh,
can be a
so okay,
salad.
Oh
Your
my god.
macaroni can be a
so
salad.
if you put some macaronis and you put some croutons on it, you call that a salad?
Boom. Salad.
What if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
put
yeah.
croutons in a burger?
Salad.
What? Yeah,
Croutons on a
okay, well,
pizza?
at that point, it's like, oh yeah, because there's lettuce and tomato, so you have croutons with
Exactly.
it.
Salad.
Oh my
No, what
god.
if you don't get lettuce or tomato? What if you just put croutons on like a steak or something?
Salad.
Like fish?
Salad.
There's no... Ay, ay, ay. I feel like Veronica should open a business just like salad. Like we put croutons on
Salad.
everything and we make it a salad.
Yeah. No, like people just bring their own food and you just chuck croutons on it. Here's your
Here it's
salad.
saladify. So it should be called like saladify. It's like here you go. I saladified your food.
Yeah. It's like
Solidified.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz with the nators.
Oh exactly. Yeah yeah yeah.
Saladin
Saladinator.
Saladinator.
Ah, yeah, exactly. Certified salad, like one of the live listeners said. All right, that took a very that was a very interesting debate, and I would definitely like to do more of these kind of debate things during like future episodes because I feel like it kind of adds a little bit of like variety to like what we talk about and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we'll try to think of something interesting. If anyone has any ideas, like feel free to like message us on our socials, maybe send us an email or the suggestions channel on our for our live listeners. Um, but yeah, so I think that pretty much wraps it up because we've reached the mark that we wanted to go for, like the 45-minute, 50-minute mark, right?
Yep.
Any closing remarks from you guys?
Uh, Not that I can think of.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Rate the podcast on the different platforms, and send us some feedback, like on what you think of the episodes, what we could improve on, and stuff. We'd love to just like hear how we can make it better, because we're just like figuring all this stuff out, so we're not like we're not experts on this. So it'd be really cool to like to hear like what you guys think we should like work on, what you like, what you dislike,
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Anyway, thank you all
Love
for
you.
watching. We love you if you made it this far.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.